Hello and welcome to Cultural and Creative Art class. My name is Ifedili Udebunem. In today's lesson, we'll be looking at beads, what they are and how jewelries can be made using beads. Having said that, our theme for today is Art and Crafts, our sub-theme Crafts, and our topic for today, just as I've mentioned earlier, is beadwork. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to explain what beads are, produce beaded jewelry, and state the uses of beads. In our society today, fashion and culture are important. I'm sure when you have an event to attend, you put on a nice outfit in order to look presentable and attractive. Now, this outfit might not be just clothing. It could also involve putting on other accessories such as necklaces, waist beads, hand bracelets, and so on. Now, all of these outfits and accessories can be used to showcase or portray the culture or fashion of a particular set of people. Now, these items also come in different styles, sizes, and designs, which are used and worn for different purposes. Some of these accessories are made using different materials. Now, let's move on to see one of the materials which we can use to make some of these accessories, which are beads. Beads are small objects which can be used for different purposes, such as fashion and decoration. They are made using materials such as stones, bones, glasses, plastic, wood, and so on. These beads have small holes which allows the passage of beading thread. They are usually used to make items such as necklaces, bracelets, and other decorations for the beautification of clothes, just as we can see on this image. And this other image shows us examples of beads. Now, bringing these beads together is known as beading or bead making, which is the act of putting beads together to produce or form different designs or shapes used for decoration or fashion. Some persons also take bead making or beading as their primary or major occupation, where they get their source of livelihood or generate income. For example, people produce items made from beads and jewelries, which are sometimes used for exhibition and fashion shows. As shown on these images, this is an example of the beadwork or bead making in progress, and the second image shows us an example of a finished beadwork. Now, having looked at beads and bead making, just as I said earlier, there are several materials which can be used in making jewelries. Now, let's look at some of these materials. Number 1, we have beads. 2, we have seeds. 3, straws. And finally, pieces of wood. Just as shown on our images, this is an example of different types and colors of beads, while this is an example of a finished beadwork or a bracelet. And this image here shows us some of the tools and materials as well, which you can use in producing some jewelries. Let's proceed as we look at these materials. Producing jewelries with beads. Jewelries can be made using beads, and by jewelries, we mean necklaces, bracelets, waist beads, and so on. Jewelries are made using beads by inserting these beads into beading threads or beading wire, and when the desired shape or design is obtained, the excess beading wire or chain is cut off. However, the design of the jewelry to be made must be put into consideration in order to produce beautiful jewels. Now, just as shown on our images, this is an example of a jewelry being made using beads, and from this image you can see excess beading thread being cut off. Next, we have producing jewelries with seeds. Remember I said the act of making jewelry is the same irrespective of the material being used. Now, seed is another material which can be used in making jewelries. The design or the jewelry is made by inserting the seed or an object which looks like a seed from a particular fruit into the beading wire or the chain till the desired design or pattern is obtained and the excess beading wire or chain is cut off. From our images, we can see examples of jewelries being made using seeds. Next, we have producing jewelries with straws. I believe you've seen a straw before. Well, if you've not, this is an example of what a straw looks like. Straws are flexible rubber materials which can be used to produce jewelries locally. The jewelry is being made by cutting the straws into different shapes and patterns and inserting the beading thread or wire into these cut pieces of straws to form the desired design or pattern. This method of jewelry making is quite cheap because most of the materials are locally obtained. As shown on the screen, this is an example of a locally made jewelry using straw. Finally, we have producing jewelries with pieces of wood. Wood is another important material which is often used in the making of jewelries. The piece of wood is carved and cut into different shapes and sizes, after which they are polished. Just as shown on the screen, these are typical examples of jewelries being made using pieces of wood. Having seen the different materials which can be used to produce or make different jewelries, which bead is one of. Now let's move on and see some of the uses of beads. Beads are used for different purposes, some of which include: 1. They are used as religious or ritual objects, for example, rosary and prayer beads. 2. They are used for beautification and decorative purposes, for example, decoration of event centers. Finally, for this class, they are used for fashion, for example, neck pieces and hand bracelets. We've come to the end of this class, but before we go, let's take a quick summary of what we've learned so far. We learned that beads are small objects usually used for decorations, which come in different shapes and sizes. We also learned that beads are made from materials such as stones, bones, plastics, woods, glasses, and pearls with holes for threading. Moving on, we learned that bead or bead making is the act of putting beads together to form different shapes and designs used for fashion and for other decorations. Next, we learned that jewelries can be made using different materials such as seeds, beads, and straws. Also, we learned that straws are flexible rubber materials which can be used to make jewelries locally. And finally, we learned that beads are used for fashion purposes such as neck pieces and hand bracelets. Now let's move on to our test section. Question 1. Dash are little objects which come in different sizes and shapes and can be used for decorations. A. Artworks. B. Beads. C. Seeds. The correct answer is B. Beads. Question 2. Beads are used for all of the following except one. A. They are used for fashion. B. They are used for spiritual and religious objects. C. They are used for cleaning purposes. The correct answer is C. This will be all for now. I believe you now know what beads are, as well as the different materials which can be used in making different jewelries. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, drop a comment, and subscribe to our channel. You can also turn on notifications to stay updated on new videos on this channel. This Brain Friend video was brought to you by Synforest. For more of these amazing e-learning videos, get your copy of Brain Friend. With more than 1,000 e-learning videos, over 74,000 test items in more than 40 subjects, a career counseling guide, and many other amazing features, BrainFriend remains your foremost e-learning and exam preparatory software. BrainFriend. Learn better, make excellent grades.